Confidence comes from within. You control your own confidence. Not all of our thoughts are our own. Our brain is created to protect us. It's supposed to make us scared. So your first thought is supposed to stop you from being confident. You have to overcome that and tell your thoughts the truth. The power of the second thought is something you'll see later on. Don't play the blame game. Keep power to yourself and control of your own life and your own destiny. Be truthful and honest with yourself about where you are. Hold yourself accountable. Fulfill promises to yourself. Build the undeniable stack of evidence that allows you to be confident. Allow yourself to be confident, not overly humble, and don't go too far and make yourself arrogant, but you have to hold yourself in an ability of confidence. And lastly, be brave in the face of failure, challenge, and uncomfortability. That's where growth will be. Last thing, as a parent and as a coach, we have to continue to allow our students and athletes to become brave in those moments, and we have to support them. Don't coddle them, let them fail. They'll become more confident that way. Here are a bunch of videos. Please check them out. It's about 9 minutes. If you have any questions, let me know.
Do your negative thoughts come from you?
Yeah.
If you believe that, who would ever choose to have a negative thought? Neuroscientists have never found a thought inside of a brain. Thoughts exist in consciousness. When you're dreaming, having a nightmare, are you choosing those thoughts? No, they're just coming in. The first thought comes in, and it comes in so fast you think it's from you, so you believe it. Then you reinforce it. Then you start speaking out loud. Then you start feeling guilt and shame and discouragement for having those thoughts in the first place.
Because you're not aligned.
You're not aligned. So what happens is you have the power of the second thought. I had a 6-year-old who was in the ER 2 nights before. I said, you have a lot of thoughts in your head? He goes, oh, so many. I said, do they bombard you all the time? Do they accuse you? Yes, so much so I just want to give up. Once he understood his negative thoughts were not coming from him, and I helped him understand, don't believe the lies that they tell. Start speaking truth to the lies.
To affect like your self-esteem and who you are as a person and how good a practice you can have. Don't give me the power. Don't ever give someone externally the power to touch you in that way. Because that's all internal, right? Like if you give someone externally the power to impact how good a day you're going to have, what type of attitudes you're going to have, how hard you're going to work, like you're seeding something that's like really, really valuable in life. You control that. Don't give me that power, okay? Don't give me that. Don't let me control whether you're going to have a good day or not, or whether you feel good about yourself, or whether you feel validated. Like that's not, I don't get to do that for you. That's yourself.
I'm a big fan of follows the blame finger. So like wherever you point the blame finger is where the power follows. And so it's like if you point it at the government has the power. If you point it at your spouse and say like it's their fault that I'm not in shape, it's their fault, they never let me do anything, it's like, well, you're giving them all the power. And so it's like until you're like it's my fault, it also becomes my responsibility. What is?
What if it's not your fault?
It doesn't matter. And like, I can't run marathons because I lost my leg at birth. And either you can just never try, or you put the metal thing on, and you do it anyways.
This is where self-esteem is an obsession of mine. Not delusion, because that's what a lot of modern parenting does. I remember trying to make an excuse for striking out in a baseball game and trying to use the sun in my eyes as an excuse. She didn't let me do it. And I became very accountable because of those levels of parenting and realities. And that accountability led to so much happiness. It was this weird balance that my mom created between deep confidence, but accountability and truth, very subtly.
I do, which is that I'm the ultimate judge, jury, and executioner of my own self-esteem. Then I'm the only person who can say good job or not. And unfortunately, I have incredibly high standards. And so I can either just always feel like a failure because I always fall short of my own standards, or I can create a standard that I willingly and consciously accept, which is that I will do enough work that there is nothing left to be done. And that means that I can also do fewer things, which means I have to be more selective about the things that I choose to do. But when I do them, they will be done well and they will be done well.
Philosopher Alan Watts calls this the backwards law. The more you try, the further away you are.
As example, the more you try to float, the more you sink. In dating, the harder you chase after someone, the faster they run the other way. You think confidence is about cockiness or arrogance? You're far from the truth. The real heart and soul of confidence is intense trust. And that trust ain't in anybody else. It's in you. It's a deep-seated belief that you're a rock star, a game changer, that you've got the goods to make stuff happen. So here's the secret to more confidence. Stop trying, start trusting. Trust yourself and watch the confidence and achievements start to flood in.
I meet somebody who says, I lack self-confidence. I know intuitively this person has not consistently kept promises they make to themselves.
A quote from one of my friends, Alex Hormozy, that says, "You don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork yourself."
Don't build confidence, build evidence. An overwhelming stack of evidence that will be confidence, because then you can turn and look and be like, yeah, look at all this evidence that I am. Right? So there's a difference between remodel and deconstruct, right? We don't need to deconstruct ourselves every single time. We just may need to remodel or add a new layer of paint or whatever, right? But when you completely tear something down, you have to completely build it back up, right? Sometimes it happens, but like people don't tear down their home every year.
Like ingrained in my head, so much so that whenever I don't want to do something, this is the actual phrase that comes to my head. Boys are confident, men are certain. The other thing is, he's like, it's not about doing your best, it's about doing what's required. And whenever I have a hard thing, like I'm like, I can make more videos for content or whatever, I don't want to do this podcast or whatever it is, literally my immediate thought that's like my subconscious is like, I will do what's required.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't F around, I don't party, I don't go out. Am I lame for that? Absolutely. And to be lame in the eyes of somebody I would never want to be like is nothing but an absolute success. You see, it's only an uncertain person that needs company in what they do to feel like it's the right thing. But real confidence stems from doing what's best for you, even if that means doing it alone. My biggest confidence comes from consistently pushing myself and leaving no gap between what needs to be done and what I do.
Call it cockiness, they're gonna call it arrogance, but you're gonna call it confidence. Because I don't want my confidence to, do not allow my confidence to offend your insecurity.
So just to wrap it up, don't be afraid to be alone. Step out, be certain in what you've done in those moments where you need to rely on your confidence. Be certain in what you've done with your evidence to create your confidence. All right, these are the last couple slides. They're a little more sports specific to softball and baseball. Like I said, confidence is a big thing for us. It's a huge key, but a lot of people believe their confidence should be based on what a coach says or how a coach treats them, and really, it's how you view yourself and what you've done in your life to help yourself. So keep promises to yourself and work hard.